Crown Paints is one of Europe's leading paint manufacturers, with a rich history of over 200 years of paint production at its Darwin and Hull sites, with key distribution centres in Darwin and Dublin. Paint has always played a significant part in our lives. Man appears to have been born with an innate desire to decorate his home, which can be traced back over 17,000 years. The first paints were made with ochre, a clay-like oxide of iron, which produced yellow, brown and red pigments. Soot was used for making black. The Egyptians made tempera paint, made by blending water and gum to pigment. New colours were discovered: blue from carbonate of copper, green from copper ore, and white from chalk. By mixing white with other colours, they created a wide colour palette. The ancient Greeks added wax to make paint resist the harmful effects of the sun and rain. The Roman Empire introduced new understanding of how to make paint to the ancient Britons. This has formed the basis of modern-day paint manufacturing. Today, the challenge to create and make the best quality formulations that satisfy the wide and varied demands of our modern world is at the forefront of Crown's research and development team's work. Decorative paint collections are linked to fashion and trends. The design teams at Crown ensure the palettes chosen reflect the changing needs of the customer. The Crown designers work to develop new packaging designs. The manufacturing process begins with the raw materials being delivered to the factory. Here, dry powders such as china clay or titanium are pumped into large storage tanks. Each lorry delivers around 20 tons in each load. The production of the many variable formulas and colours are planned to maximise production efficiency. The operator checks the daily recipe card to determine the batch to be made. This automated system ensures the correct raw materials are weighed and pumped from the bulk silos into the correct high-speed mixing tanks. Some smaller batch production still requires an element of manual input. Liquid stainers are added into the white base paints to produce the many varied coloured emulsions. Here we see the ingredients being mixed together in these 10,000 litre finish tanks. These polymer storage tanks hold the binder liquid that sticks the water-based paint together. Constant quality checks are carried out during the manufacturing process. The full level is checked using a sonic measure. Each batch is individually checked by testing a sample in the production laboratory. A variety of tests are done to check for quality. These include temperature, pH tests for acidity, and viscometer readings which measure the flow of the paint, and specific gravity tests to ensure paint is filled in each can, checking the volume to weight. Once the batch is tested, it is then sent to the filling line. As the empty packs approach the filling point, a laser reads key marks on the can wrap to align the tin to then apply the specific colour chip. At this point of the paint being filled, a wet sample is checked against the original batch to ensure consistent quality is maintained. To ensure each pack is correctly filled, tins are checked for their weight. After batches are filled, the pipes are cleaned using a foam bung forced under pressure to ensure no contamination of colour occurs between separate batches. These foam bungs are called pigs. Each batch is recorded on the tin by this laser printer. Crown also makes Sandtex exterior masonry paint. With over 80 million litres of paint being handled each year, the task is made easier with the use of automatic palletisers. Careful production planning ensures the right amount of paint is made and stored to satisfy the fluctuating demands. To reduce the impact on the environment of the paint production process, the waste materials are sent to an effluent treatment plant. This wastewater is treated to remove impurities. This results in the organic solids being suitable for use as a fertiliser. Oil paints are produced at the Darwin site, combining pigments, binders and solvents. Metal packs travel on a magnetic conveyor to the filling line. Crown delivers its paint to the customer through its many customer distribution outlets, from retail stores and trade merchants, together with its own Crown Decorator Centres. This everyday product that we often take for granted can influence our lives in so many different ways. It's not just paint, it's personal.